Guys, this is going to be a real quick one to counteract the long one that you had last night. We're talking about properties of parallel lines, okay? I'm going to draw two parallel lines. The way we can tell that they're parallel is we can draw these two little things like this, these two little arrows, and color them in. So if you see those two little arrows on two lines, that means that these two are parallel. And we already said that parallel lines mean that the two lines will never touch. You learned yesterday about a transversal. A transversal is a line that cuts two other lines. Okay? In this case, the two lines that it's cutting are parallel. So we learned what alternate interior angles are. This angle, we'll call that angle 1, and this angle right here, we'll call that angle 2, are actually congruent if these two lines are if these two lines are parallel. So if you just look at the angle, I know this isn't drawn to scale or whatever, but if you look at the angle, I don't know, maybe that angle is about, I don't know, 65 degrees maybe. So if that angle is 65 degrees and these two are parallel, because there's a theorem that says if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then alternate interior angles are congruent. So that's going to be 65 degrees. You can see that those two angles are congruent. You're also going to be able to figure out what this angle is and this angle is because they are what? Supplementary. Okay, so let's figure out what the other two angles are. $115. Okay, so I'll call this, doesn't matter, I'll call that angle 3, and I'm going to call this angle 4. Well, what do you notice about alternate exterior angles? Those are also congruent. What do we know about this angle right here? I'll call this angle 5, and I'll call this one angle 6. If you notice angle 1 and angle 5, they have a relationship. What is the relationship? They are vertical. We know that vertical angles are equal. So that we know that that's 65 and this one's 115. Okay? And then I'm going to put a 7 here and an 8 here. These two are supplementary, these two are vertical, that's 65. And we'll say that that is 115 because it's supplementary. So you learned about alternate interior. Notice when the two lines are parallel. Alternate interior angles are congruent. Also, corresponding angles, you learned that 5 and 2 are corresponding. They are also congruent. 4 and 7 are corresponding. They are congruent. And then same side interior. These two are same side interior. These two are same side interior. What do you notice about those two angles and these two? They're supplementary. So you're going to write the 4. One's a postulate. 3 of them are theorems. About alternate interior angles cut by a transversal when the lines are parallel are congruent. One's about corresponding angles. One's about same side interior. And the last one, if I have two parallel lines, again, I'm going to draw the little arrow saying that they're parallel. If I draw a line down like this, a transversal, and I say that this transversal is perpendicular to the first parallel line, I'll call that L, and I'll call this one M. If this transversal, I'll call the transversal T. If T cuts L and it's perpendicular to L, if L and M are parallel, then also what are you going to notice? You're going to notice that that's also perpendicular. So that's the other theorem that you have to write. All right, so you guys in classwork are, tomorrow you'll be doing the classwork and the written exercises. Have a good day.